Let's take a look at this Yamaha twin-cylinder scooter engine. I forgot exactly which year this machine was manufactured. One of these two original screws is missing. The one on the right is clearly an aftermarket replacement. Today I saw Super Bro repairing his TMAX 530 on my feed. Then it hit me. I also have a video of disassembling this exact engine. I almost forgot to post it. This footage is actually from back in January. So, let me take you through the internal structure of this engine. This here is the water pump. Multi-cylinder engines are common in manual motorcycles, but twin-cylinder scooters are quite rare. Not to mention 3 or 4-cylinder scooters. Those are even more unlikely. Currently, only Yamaha and Kymco have them in mass production. Let's look inside the left crankcase. The magneto, stator, coils are located here. Let's check the small inspection window. It was originally made by NT in Japan. On this TMAX, the clutch is a wet clutch system. Regarding the clutch, I'll show it to you in detail once I've fully disassembled it. The gear I'm removing now is the idler gear. For the magneto, we pull it off with a flywheel puller. It's the same as the YBR or GYM 150 models. On single-cylinder scooters, the transmission is usually installed on the left side. In this twin-cylinder structure, it's the opposite of a single cylinder. The magneto is on this side. These two ports are for the throttle bodies. The throttle body sits right on the cylinder head. People who ride 4-cylinder bikes aren't necessarily rich, but those who ride twin-cylinder scooters, I believe they are truly wealthy. After all, it costs over 100,000 RMB. Spending that much on a scooter, anyone who doesn't know bikes would think he's crazy. So, you see, the joy of the wealthy cannot be measured by money. The head structure of this twin-cylinder scooter is similar to a standard twin-cylinder manual bike. Look, it has double overhead cams, DOHC. It also has camshaft retainers. There's no significant wear on this retainer. Let's check the other side. Also no wear here. It can still be used. The camshafts show no wear either. They are forged from alloy steel. No doubt about it. Yamaha is Yamaha. They've always been generous with high-quality engine materials. This red engine oil, it has a distinct fragrance. Can you guess what brand it is? Let's look at the valves. The valves are fine. They just need a bit of relapping. This TMAX 530 engine is a synchronous twin-cylinder engine. Take a look, everyone. This is a true twin-cylinder from top to bottom. Based on the characteristics of a scooter, manufacturers usually don't choose asynchronous setups, meaning number 180-degree offset. However, a 270-degree offset might be used. Look at the cylinder, it's a ceramic-plated cylinder. This isn't your standard steel sleeve. Admire this for a moment. Almost zero wear. The crosshatch patterns are still shiny and clearly visible. Now let's look at the pistons. It uses forged pistons. Yamaha even uses forged pistons in the JOG 125. So this one is definitely a given. The pistons only show normal wear marks. They can continue to be used. The CVT transmission is on the right. On single-cylinder scooters, it's always on the left. Removing the primary drive pulley, variator. Inside, it still uses the same roller weights. Removing the rear-driven pulley. These pulleys are double structured. But I forgot to film the drive belt. I think it's a Mitsubishi belt from Japan. I'll add that detail if another bike comes in later. For this machine, the owner reported that it wouldn't move when giving it gas after a repair. Isn't the reason obvious at a glance? The spring washer in the middle was installed backward. Since it's already here at my shop, the owner asked me to take it apart for a full check. This part right under my hand. If it's installed backward, the clutch plates remain in a disengaged state. That's why it doesn't move when you throttle up. You can see the FCC logo on it. Let's check the clutch plates. The plates are in good condition. No wear. Look at these clutch plates. Don't they look like those in a manual bike? But they are divided into 3 types. Of course, the current 530 has been upgraded to the 560. The bore increased from 68 mm to 70 mm. Horsepower went from 44.9 to 47.6 HP. Let's check the timing chain. It uses a Borg-Warner timing chain. Alright, since you've watched this far, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Splitting the case is to remove the crank. The crankshaft is clearly a Dado Japan product. Now let's check the bearings. The bearings are NSK Japan. What I'm removing here are the gearbox gears. These generally don't need much inspection. At the bottom of the case, there is some sediment, but that's not a problem. We'll just wash it clean later. This thing is nicknamed the 2.5 cylinder engine. Why is that? Let's take a look at its half cylinder. See? It also has a connecting rod and a piston. That's why it's quite unique. This is its balancing mechanism. The balancer piston looks like this. The top is an open design. The cylinder for it is also open, meaning there is no compression at all. Their only function is to act as a balancer shaft. Let me demonstrate it for you. Synchronous engines usually have high vibration. You probably know that. Yamaha used this specific method. Quite a creative stroke of genius, very unique, isn't it? So when it comes to engine tech, I believe Yamaha are the true tech masters. The rumors online about Technical Honda. Technical Honda. I actually disagree with that. I think it should be called Technical Yamaha. Aside from that, Honda doesn't even have a twin-cylinder scooter. And for the single-cylinder Max 155, Yamaha even gave it electronic variable valve actuation, VA. Then for the 2025 Max 155, the primary drive pulley is also electric. Yamaha really knows how to play the game. The balancer is in normal working condition. From here, the crankshaft looks fine. Connecting rods are fine too. I'll take out the balancer piston. To show everyone, this is what it looks like. It has a rod where it should, and a piston where it should. But the appearance is quite peculiar. I never expected Yamaha to use this method for a balancing system. Let's check the rod bearings, bushings. There shouldn't be any scoring. Let's have a look. These are copper bearings from Dado Japan. The bearings show normal wear marks. They can continue to be used. The crankshaft is also in great shape. Virtually no visible wear. This journal is for the balancer. Everything with the connecting rods is fine. The balancer cylinder also has zero wear. The honing marks are still there. Alright, disassembly is complete. See you in the next assembly video. Thanks for watching.